For the final time in 2025, we invite you to sit back and enjoy this one from Wilkes County. And as they go off into 1 and 2, Landon Lewis not wasting any time to try and wrestle the lead away from Landon S. Huffman as they go down into 3 and 4. Lewis, he led them all back in the spring. He's looking to lead them all tonight. He'll get lap number 1, and by the way, an additional bonus point for leading that lap as well. One of the only things that are missing is a win in a race, a win for a championship here in the Cars Tour, as Huffman gives him a little bit of a shot in 1 and 2.
And look at Landon S. Huffman, what he's having to do with the wheel, really wrestling that thing, trying to stay off of Connor Hall. You could not put a piece of paper between those two cars there. That is some talent behind the wheel for Landon S. Huffman. It's a handful on the bottom groove.
I'm seeing cars on both ends of the racetrack get really, really loose in the middle of the corner. It's happening in 1 and 2. Just a lap ago, Chase Burrow in 4th about lost the back end of his car. This track is really tough for all these competitors, and when you're running this close together, your margin for a mistake is not much. Really get the result that team deserves. Connor Hall with a big bobble in 2nd spot.
And that was all by himself. Was just running in the middle of 3 and 4, and more so than we have seen at any point here since this repave. These drivers absolutely have their hands full here at North Wilkesboro, and talking to a lot of these drivers as they've gone through the practice sessions over the last couple of days, they are telling us this.
Oh, Bassett hard in the wall. And at the same time, Connor Hall's car appeared to be hitting the racetrack in that same spot, almost like he may have had something happening to the right rear of his car.
As Landon Lewis will bring the field into the iRacing restart zone. We are back underway at Wilkesboro, and already contact amongst your top 2 before they get up to full song.
What's going to happen here? Look at Hall trying to get to the door. More contact off the corner.
As they go into 3 and 4, Connor Hall going to send it in deep on the bottom. He's going to slide up almost into the 29. They're going to make contact off at turn 4. Lewis keeps the lead for now.
Hall falls back to 2nd and almost gets into the back bumper. Lewis off of turn 2. Into the back of Lewis in 3.
He's going to give him a shot up the hill. Connor Hall, now your race leader. Lewis collects it back, and he'll have to settle for 3rd for now. But Connor Hall, now your race leader.
Hall trying to cover the spot in 3. Landon S. Huffman is there. Gives him a nudge, just how Connor Hall took the lead. And here comes Landon S. Huffman trying to get back to the point.
Competed in the Cars Tour a number of years ago and is doing an incredible job right now with that team, as Landon S. Huffman continuing to show the way. Landon Lewis going to concede the spot to Caden Quapple right now to move up to 3rd.
Caden Quapple like a surgeon there, figuring out 1 and 2 and how to pivot his car to the bottom of Lewis. Lewis knew he had lost the spot, so just gave it up rather than fighting hard and risking some sort of injury if they were able to make contact with each other.
A bit of contact, even if it's side-to-side contact, could kick you down to the inside wall with relative ease. So here's Hall and Quapple, a pair of Junior Motorsports teammates battling for 2nd. It's going to be Quapple lunging down to the low side. Now, the race leader, Landon S. Huffman, is in some pretty heavy traffic right now. He just got Brandon Pierce a lap down. Quapple is trying to take advantage of that, with Lewis now trying to size up Connor Hall for 3rd.
And there's the competition caution with 69 laps to go. Into the iRacing restart zone, and we're back underway. One driver that had started to creep into the picture towards the end of that last run, Minnie Tyrell, up into the top 5. He's able to get down in front of the 00 of Chase Burrow into turns 3 and 4. So Tyrell cementing his place up here. And how about Parker Eatman doing just the same as he gives Minnie a little bit of a shove into turn number 1. The tail end of this race, battle for the race lead. Caden Quapple and Landon S. Huffman, a pair of drivers each looking to go to victory lane for the first time in a late model stock race in the Cars Tour. And Caden Quapple left Landon S. Huffman just enough room to make that corner. There is more lap traffic ahead of them. Landon S. Huffman hangs onto the lead for now.
25 laps away from opening up the pay window one final time in 2025, and you could tell by the action on the racetrack. Landon S. Huffman fends off the challenge, but for how long? He slams the door shut in 3, and Quapple gives him a nudge in the middle of the corner.
This is all happening 4.5 seconds in front of third, so they got room and they have time to try and fight it out, albeit some lap traffic will be coming into play here momentarily off of turn 2. Quapple not good enough to get by Landon S. Huffman that time. Quapple looking for the top spot, and Huffman is going to let Huffman go on by.
Yeah, that was almost a battle for the win at Tri-County. This time, a little bit of contact there. Landon S. Huffman saves the car. Here comes Caden Quapple for the lead to 3.
He's going to send it in deep, but Landon S. Huffman hanging tough. They're still side by side, and the caution is out.
Turn 4. Blaine Harrison and Derek Comer, just as the leaders were side by side.
Landon S. Huffman, Caden Quapple into the iRacing restart zone. Back underway. And a great launch for the entire outside line as Connor Hall trying to wrestle away second from Caden Quapple.
Quapple got a good run on that bottom lane, though, off turn 2. He's right to the back bumper of Landon S. Huffman for the lead as Trevor Ward peeked inside of Landon Lewis. Here's Quapple and Huffman sliding off of turn 4.
Contact made as Trevor Ward backed out of it to not get into Landon Lewis as they went into 3 and 4. Parker Eatman shot out of a cannon looking to try and get by Connor Hall. He's up to 4th now with 20 to go.
Keelan Harvick was in the position that Caden Quapple is in right now. And Luke Baldwin was in the position that you see Landon S. Huffman in. What a battle for this top spot.
You see a little bit of a crinkle on the left rear quarter panel of the number 28 as Quapple tried to make the move off of turn 2, but like so many times before, just cannot get the job done in 3 and 4. 8 laps left in the season. The 8 car trying to give chase to the number 28.
The question starts to build with sand running out in the hourglass. What more is Caden Quapple willing to do to make this pass? That time he slipped up a little bit off turn 4. Haven't seen any intentional front-to-back contact from the 8 to 28 yet. With 7 to go, now 6.5 to go off the second corner, is now the time that Caden Quapple starts to ponder amongst himself. Is it time to use the bumper?
You just have to, if you are, you have to do it so perfectly here because, again, almost any contact here, it's so easy to go wrong. And with the speeds at this racetrack, you can't give anybody really a true traditional bump and run with the speeds that they're carrying. Just not possible. This time around, 5 to go left in the season. Connor Hall still has his hands full for the 3rd spot, as so does Landon S. Huffman trying to fend off the race leader.
It was a big moment for Parker Eatman there on the bottom of the racetrack off the corner to allow Hall the chance to hold on to the podium position at this time. Now with 4 to go, Landon S. Huffman with a bit of a slide as the leader. There's contact. Caden Quapple into the back of Landon S. Huffman.
And Landon S. Huffman did an incredible job to not go too far, to not get into the marbles. But the gloves may have come off, but off of turn 4, Quapple still just can't get it done. Quapple's so much better in 1 and 2. Landon S. Huffman can run the middle in 3 and 4, and that's been enough to hold him at bay for the last 20 laps. Can he do it for the final 3 laps? Here comes Quapple looking to the inside.
And Landon S. Huffman has been giving Quapple the bottom. Now there's contact off of turn 4. 2 laps to go. He tries to cover the spot going into 1, but Quapple's still there.
Trying to build as much momentum to scurry away here with 2 laps left in the ZMAX Cars Tour season. Landon S. Huffman and Caden Quapple, a pair of drivers looking for their first career win. They're going to come around and face the white flag from Brandon Willard. 1 more lap left in the season. Quapple gets into Huffman. Here they come down the back straightaway. Quapple looking to the bottom for the final lap. Into 3 and 4. Quapple up the racetrack. Caden Quapple is going to get the job done on the last lap to win at North Wilkesboro. And Landon Lewis is the 2025 ZMAX Cars Tour champion.
Wow. Wow. What a way to wrap up the Cars Tour season.